Good morning and welcome to my channel. Today I would like to show you my Haworthias. As much as I like to brag about my plants, there is nothing to brag about the Haworthias that I have, maybe except this one, Haworthia limifolia. It grows nicely for me, but that's it. This one is a hybrid, Haworthia venusta hybrid. That what says on the label that I had when I bought it. This one is Haworthia attenuata, and so is this one, and I will come back to them in a moment and I will tell you about what happened, or about what I suspect happened with these plants. This is Haworthia fasciata, and this one, I don't know, it is a hybrid. I think it's a hybrid with Haworthia cooperi somehow, but I'm not sure what was hybridized with what. I was trying to search the internet to help with the identification of this plant. Well, I'm pretty sure it's a hybrid, and I suspect there is a cooperi in the genes of this Haworthia cooperi's genes in this plant. Okay, so these two plants are the same species, Haworthia attenuata. They are sometimes called zebra plant because at the back of the leaves there are stripes, and as everybody knows, zebras are stripy, so this is called the Haworthia zebra plant. Okay, the two plants at one point 2 years ago or so looked the same. So this one was smaller and this one was fuller, bigger, and I transplanted this plant, and that was a big mistake. Well, maybe it was not a mistake that I transplanted it, but the mistake was what kind of soil I used. And I used commercial soil for succulents, and it was a mistake. Because succulents, not only Haworthias, but succulents in general, really like to have a lot of air in around the roots, because roots, just like other organs, they need to breathe as well. So the commercial soil for succulents is based on peat moss, and when it dries, it really hardens so much that it suffocates the roots. So please, if you're transplanting your cacti, your succulents, please don't use commercial soil. Just make your own mix, or just take soil, just compost soil, and mix it with some sand, but not fine sand, like coarse sand, and it will be a much better mix than a commercial soil. So what happened? I transplanted this plant, and then it was like a mound, it was like a mound of greenery, and then from underneath it started losing the leaves started decaying, falling, and I removed the majority of the leaves. I transplanted the plant again, and it seems to be recovering. You see, there are pups here and here, so I hope it will be a nice plant at one point. What I could also do, I could use every head of the plant. There is a wasp here. I could use every head of a plant and just plant it separately and create new plants, but well, I would rather wait and see what happens with this one. And this one just grew bigger. It grows nicely. It grew bigger, longer. I didn't transplant it. It is in the original pot, and I would like to show you what's happening. It's in a container, you see? So it grew roots out of the pot, and the soil here is dry, and there is some water at the bottom of this jug, and the plants take as much water as it wants, and the roots are aerated at the same time. So it's a very good strategy, and it happens often with my plants because I often keep them in some sort of dishes, decorative bowls or jugs or jars. But with this one, well, it doesn't look that attractive anymore, even though it's very healthy, because it just grew longer, and the leaves, naturally, the leaves at the bottom are dying and drying, so I will have to rejuvenate this plant somehow. Okay, this one, when I bought it, the tips of its leaves were brown, just like here. You see, the tips are brown, and I thought this was something that was natural for this plant. But then when it started growing, the tips are not brown anymore. So it means I bought a plant that was not in a perfect shape, but it is growing. It created some pups here, but then because I was not watering it for a long time, I was away, the pups died. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed, and I hope that the plant will recuperate and will grow nicely, and it will fill the pot, and it will make the pot filled with the greenery. Let's see. That's my hope. Okay, and this is Haworthia lamifolia, which grows nicely, really nicely. I am happy with it, and it does create offsets, it does create pups. What I could do, I could either remove the offsets and make new plants out of them, or let the plant be a little bit fuller, although it is outgrowing the pot, and I think I will have to transplant it. So I'm not sure yet what I will do. Either I will divide the plant and keep some of it in this pot, or I will just make it transplant everything to a larger pot and make it like a big mound of Haworthia lamifolia. This one is growing nicely, however, just like the attenuata here, it just grows longer and longer, and the bare stems are not really that attractive. So I will have to rejuvenate it by removing these stems, some of the stems, and planting them in a different pot, maybe a little bit deeper, so that the stem from which roots grow, so that the stems are in the soil, and only the green leaves are sticking out, and create a new plant, and hopefully it will branch, and hopefully it will be dense and nice. It is nice, it is healthy, but it could be prettier. Okay, and this one, Haworthia fasciata, it's very similar to Haworthia attenuata, except it doesn't have those stripes at the bottom. And same thing happened. Okay, it is becoming empty on the inside, and the leaves are not that healthy anymore because the soil is too compacted. So I will have to transplant it. Actually, it is much better than it used to be. It is recovering from being suffocated. I exchanged some of the soil in this pot, but I didn't transplant it radically. I will have to do it. All of these Haworthias, they do bloom, and all of them did bloom. They bloom at the beginning of the growth season, in May, beginning of June, end of April. That's when they bloom. But the flowers are not really attractive. They are not adding to the beauty of these plants. They are small, and it is advised to remove the flowering stems, because if the plant invests into flowers, it doesn't grow bigger. So in order for the plant to grow larger, it is advised to remove the flowers, but I never do it. I remove them eventually, but I let them bloom. Oh, here is a stem that I didn't remove completely. I will have to remove it. I will have to remove it so it looks nicer. It doesn't look nice when a dry stem sticks out. But the stems can be extremely long, and the plant is producing flower after flower on the same stem, but then the flowers are really tiny. So this is what people do. And I water these plants all year round, except a little bit less in winter. In winter it may be once every month, once every 3 weeks. I water the plants a lot, and then I wait till they dry out, and then I repeat the watering. So during the growth season, right now in summertime, it may be once a week, once every 10 days. In winter, when the plants are less active when it comes to growing, it will be once every 3 weeks, once a month. But these plants do not go through a very deep rest, just like cacti. I keep them inside all year round, except maybe the temperature is a little bit lower in the room where they are kept than the temperature in the rest of the house. Okay, so this is it. These are my Haworthias. I hope next time I show them to you, they will look much more attractive. But I think it's interesting to see also not only plants that are perfect, but plants that are far from being perfect, and discover why they are that way. And I am in the process of discovering it. Okay, and I'm trial and error. We'll see. Okay, thank you so very much for watching my video. I hope you like it. I hope you like my Haworthias. Have a great rest of the day.